Hi, I'm Kate Carter-Evans. Thank you for joining me today for the SHOKAY Knitting video series. Today I'm going to take you through the video knit along for the garter gloves. This is a great beginner pattern because all that you have to do is the knit stitch. So we're going to start off by casting on 22 stitches using the long tail cast on method. So you want to make sure you've got your tail off to one side and then start casting on. So the reason why you want to have your tail on the left side is that if you can see this, the yarn's starting to untwist a little bit, and because this is my tail, I can just release it and let it twist back up to where it wants to be. So you want to kind of stop and do that every 3 or 4 stitches if you see it becoming untwisted. Next, you want to set up to knit your first row. So you're going to put your needle in, just like you would for any knit stitch. Pick up your yarn and knit across the row. I think this glove pattern is really nice for beginners because it doesn't require any more skills than you would need to knit a scarf, which is what most people do for their first project. But it gives you a nice option to create a set of gloves, and you could do a matching scarf with that. But it gets you out of just having to do flat things. So I think it's a fun little pattern for that reason. So when you get down to the end of the row here, a lot of beginning knitters get a little bit concerned about what the first stitch looks like when they start a new row. And if you see here, the last stitch is just kind of dangling off in space, and that's fine, that's normal. It's never going to look exactly the same as one of the stitches from the middle of your row. And by the same token, when you're starting your new row, the stitch is always going to look just a little bit strange, and that's fine. You won't see it in your finished gloves. So you knit the second row the same as the first. And one of the things that you're going to notice is that the front and the back of your project look the same. And that's one of the features of knitting every row or doing garter stitch, that it's reversible. You'll also notice later when you get on to other kinds of knitting that the garter stitch is wonderfully flat. It's what's called a balanced knit structure. So it's not trying to curl up or curl in, it's just wonderfully flat. So continue just as we've done for those first 2 rows, and I'll be back in a minute with what this project looks like in its next step.